Hello, Sensei Cisco here for Cincy Martial Arts. Today we will be covering some more of the setups before delivery. So how do we chamber for our blocks, set up for punches, lift our knee for kicks, and that sort of fun stuff. Now, looking at our camera, it looks like we are angled a little high. Give me one moment as I pull this down just a touch. There we go. This way, as I'm back in the training area, you can see how footwork plays a part when needed. So, we have a good angle for us today. Now, of course, if you are catching this in the future, please jump ahead to the 3-minute mark, as that's when the lesson will begin. During this interim, we will be looking to propagate the live lobby for when this was being shot. So I'll go ahead and switch over, sharing on the social medias. If you haven't followed us before, we are on Facebook at Cincy Martial Arts. Please follow us there, as one of the primary locations that we send our updates for special events, when we go live, things of that sort. And then during the year, we use this to congratulate students and other accomplishments. It's always good to follow there to keep track of what we're doing. All right, give me one moment. Let's see, I got to think of a caption here. Loading. Is it frozen? What's it doing? Okay, there it goes. Oh, that was a delay. Oop. All right, I got that there. Let's go ahead and share it over here. Looks like we have one person in the lobby already. Thank you for joining us. Glad you could jump in so quick. Alrighty, got those shared, got that set, and 10 seconds to spare before the start time. Looking good. Alrighty. So you guys can't see it, but the cat's off screen being cute in the corner. All right, that's the 3-minute mark. So let's come together. Cascade, break, wings muss, and relax. So, as mentioned at the start of the stream today, today's focus will continue on the theme from this past Tuesday, being our setups for delivery. How do we preempt a strike with our guard or a chamber? All of this being done to create better accuracy, as our guards allow us to aim to a target before attacking it, as well as allow flow to that point. For our blocks, this allows for a double connection on a strike. If somebody punches the chest, we'd make our X to the outside block. This allows us to start with an inside block before wrapping the outside block for a 1-2 tap. This really is just to give a second line of defense against an assault. This does take time to perfect and get truly efficient, but ultimately, if somebody punches to your chest and you just do this, it can work. By no means will it not work. However, to do this just right and get that timing perfect is, well, why not add a bonus to it? I'm not adding more time. I'm just adding my second hand into it. So I'm not sacrificing any more time, give or take, but I am setting up a defense prior to my true deflection. This being my hard hit, this being my soft hit. Just like a jab cross combo, when we square up here, I'd shoot the front hand before the backhand. The front one's quick, but doesn't have the same oomph as a backhand full body press. The setups on a block work that same idea. I get a quick block, followed by a powerful block, or 2.UK. When I punch, we line up, almost touching the pinkies together, especially when we're doing our Shikanachi punches. This allows me to train my elbows to hug inwards rather than twisting at the shoulders. This creates a more direct, fast punch that can shoot out and retrieve from, say, a guard where my elbows are already in and I can shoot versus swinging and returning. So, practicing a basic punch by drawing the middle teaches our arms how to line up for the strike. Kicks are just the same. Front kick drawing the knee before we press. My knee can point. If I lift it up to my waist, I know I'm going to kick at the waist. If I lift it to the knee, I know I'm going to kick to the knee. If I pull it to the head, I know I'm going to kick to the head. So my knee allows me to create an aim to lead into the strike. Now, I can already hear what some people are saying. Well, why not just swing it? You know, why have my blocks go 1-2? Why not just 1? Again, you absolutely can. Why not on a kick, instead of lifting the knee, why don't I just swing my leg up? I could put my foot on somebody's face with that swing and kind of push up from the chin. Absolutely, you can totally do that. However, you're sacrificing something when you do it. That sacrifice is options. If we lock ourselves into one motion, then we only have one option to use here. In the case of the front kick, if I swing my legs straight up, yes, I could absolutely come up and tap somebody under the chin. But what if they jump to the side? Well, now my legs swinging up this way, they jumped over there. I don't have the strength to swing my foot over there and catch them. But if I use my chamber first, lifting my knee before that kick, now I can change the kick halfway through from the front into a side. So now I don't sacrifice any time. I'm still just as fast as I was before, but I can adapt to a changing scenario. This is the real key of our setups. In Shorin-ryu, the setups that are designed for our style, for our system, allow us to quickly and efficiently move from one technique into a different technique. Not to mention the use of these setups in totally unique techniques of their own, such as using the X guard not just to catch a punch to block, but to roll a wrist for an arm lock. How to grab, if somebody grabs the shoulder, how to grab their hand and peel it back, and then pull my block out for an arm bar. So these motions are going to show up in many different forms, what we would call bunkai, to reapply or repurpose that motion. Their motion remains the same, but how we're using it can shift. So all that being said, as a preamble to what we're doing and why we're doing it, I hope this advises you, strongly advises you, to pay close attention to how you're doing it. Don't just throw it up willy-nilly. Don't think fast. Fast comes with time. Fast comes with proficiency. Go slow. Take it easy. Learn the motions and then start speeding them up, quickening them, so long as they remain accurate. All right, that's enough talk. Let's get moving. Jumping jacks. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sechi, hachi, ku, jin, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sechi, hachi, ku, Ju, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sechi, hachi, kyu, sanji, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sechi, hachi, kyu, yonji, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sechi, hachi, kyu, goju, yame. Deep breath. One more. Let your body relax. And come on down, 4 push-ups. Get those arms working up, straight as a board. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, sechi, hachi, ku, ju. Take a seat. 4 sit-ups. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, sechi, hachi, ku, ju. And come on up. Bounce it out. Frog squats. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, sechi, hachi, ku, ju. And roll it out. Start with your neck. Big circle. Reverse. Good. Big hugs. Chop. Circle. Reverse. Freeze and twist. Good. Down to the hips. Roll around. Reverse. Roll the knees. Reverse. And straight leg kicks. This. Keep one foot grounded. Keep your knee straight as you throw. Don't bend. This is to pull on the tendons of your leg, not to strike. So, swing it up as high as you can between your arms. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, sechi, hachi, ku, ju. Switch. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, sechi, hachi, ku, ju. Very good. We're going to take to one wall, place your hand on the wall, because again, we're looking to stretch. Don't worry about your balance here. Use the support. And throw the outside leg. Heel up, so don't point your toes. Keep your toes horizontal with the floor. And ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, sechi, hachi, ku, ju. Other side. Ich, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju, and shake it out. Last one's going to the back. Take 2 hands on the wall and take your heel straight up the back. Itch, knee, sun, sheep, keep your toes down best you can. Go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Other leg, itch, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. And relax. Bounce it out. Loosen up. All right. Now, for today, on Tuesday, I believe we started with the blocks and punches, and then we moved into kicks. Today, I like to flip that. We're going to start with our kicks, mentioning our chambers and how we position our knee before we extend out, and then we'll go into the upper body in the second half. So, let's get started. In our fundamentals, we have 4 basic kicks. Real fast, I'd like you to take a moment and rattle those off. First kick, second kick, third kick, fourth kick. Now review. In no particular order, because no kick is more important than another. We have Maegiri, front kick. Yokogiri, or axe kick. Yokogiri, side kick. And Mawashigiri, round kick. These are our 4 basic kicks. For those 4 kicks, we have 3 chambers that we use. The most important one, arguably, would be your square chamber. Our square chamber has our lead foot pointed in the direction we're going to go, and our kicking leg draws up with the knee drawn at least to your belt height. When you're training a kick, shoot for at least your belt. If you can't get up to your belt height, that's all right. You're new. You're either recovering from an injury or you're very new to the system, which means you just need to stretch, do more squats, build the strength and flexibility up, and it will get there. But once you can get that point, that starter position of getting your foot up to your knee or your knee up to your belt, keep it there. Because this is the point where you're going to start building real strength and that big, powerful flexibility that allows you to kick to a head or higher. Right. So drawing the knee up, we're just going to draw the knee and set it down. Itch, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Switch feet. Now, as you're doing this, keep in mind what your toes are doing as well. Because when I draw up, I'm not pointing my toes at the floor. I want these toes drawn up, away from the floor, also flat with the floor. This is what we call parallel. Now, 2 parallel lines never meet. They just cross above and below each other. So that's what I'm going to do with the bottom of my foot. Make it parallel with the floor so that if I have to fall on it, I can stomp with my heel and not crunch on my toes. Because if I fall forward, the last thing I want is my toes to hit and then roll that ankle. Woo, that's a recipe for disaster. So, pull your toes up as you go. Ready? Itch, toes up. Knee, sun, sheep, go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Chu. Excellent. That is your square chamber. Shoulders are even to your target, lead leg is pointed, and we lift our knee also to the target. So everything is pointed forward for our forward front kick. From that position, we go to our extension. So we would draw up and then push the toes out. Again, my toes are still kind of pointing to the sky, but my sole of the foot is flat with the floor. You can practice this position standing feet shoulder width apart and pull your toes up off the ground and down. Not your whole foot. Notice here, I'm pulling, that's my whole foot. I want just my big toes. Just the toes. Up and down. Up and down. Let's try that a couple times. Keep your feet flat on the floor and just peel the tips of your toes off the ground. Pitch, knee, sun, chi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Another way to think about this is stand all the way up on your tip toes. Real tall. So now you can see my ankle is straight, but my toes are pointed forward before I come down. Let's go. 10 toe presses. Itch. Knee, pushing your toes into the ground. Sun. Chi. Not the tips of your toes, but rather the ball of your foot. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it out. So now we're going to go into full front kicks. When we do our front kick, we're going to put all that together. Lift the knee, foot parallel with the ground, extending out like we're going to do a toe press. Ankle is straight, but the big toe is pulled back before returning to the square and down. All right, let's give it a shot. Guard up and itch. Knee, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sun, 1, 2, 3, 4. Chi, go. Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Switch feet, itch, knee, sun, chi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. And that is our front kick. Square chamber, pushing the ankle straight with the toes drawn back. Back to the knee and down. So in our front kick, the setup is the square chamber. That square chamber is also going to show up for our axe kick. So let's go straight into axe. Now for axe kick, we're actually going to sweep our leg across, kind of like the straight leg kicks we did earlier. So we're going to bring that leg straight up, but I'm going to bring it up to the side of me, kind of towards the inside corner of my body. So this leg is swinging, I'm going to shoot to this hand's corner. There. Notice my body is still facing forward though. That's my setup. What makes axe kick unique is I don't hold this setup. This is one that I do want to commit the swing, because the more I throw it, the higher I can bring it before that drawdown. The draw is where the strike happens. So I'm going to set it up and then pull it down to that square chamber from front kick. Ready? Draw across, pull it down to chamber. Itch, knee, sun, chi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Other side, shoot into the corner. Straight leg as you bring it up. Itch, knee, sun, chi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, Ku, Ju, and shake it out. All right, side kicks. For the side kick, we're going to take the square chamber. Again, this shows up a lot. Only now, I'm going to take that same side hip. I'm going to pull it to the sky. Now, you notice when I do that, my foot kind of shifts over. So that my heel on that foot is extended and pushing a little bit to my side. This is important because I want to expose that heel before I ever push it out. Then I bring that knee back to my front to reset it. So we'll square chamber, lift the hip, push the heel before we bring it back and down. Thinking back to where we started class, talking about when that opponent dodged. Say they're going to throw that front kick up under their chin and they jump to the side. Well, now that square chamber makes more sense because they just moved. I saw them move. That means this kick's not going to reach them anymore. They're over there, so now I'm going to lift the hip and I can push, taking the same amount of time for 1 or 2. So I can make a quick split-second decision to change my angle. All right, let's try it out. No need for pivots on this one. We're just going to lift and shoot straight out to our sides. Set your guard on the side, lift your knee up front, lift your hip out. Helps if you look at your target and not at the camera. Knee in front, hip out, and push. Draw it back, knee all the way to your front again before setting down. Ready? Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Other side. Make sure you're setting your guard between you and your opponent. Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it loose. All right, round kicks. Similar to the side, only now I'm going to pull my foot back and then lift my hip. So whereas round chamber keeps front chamber with a little turn, or I'm sorry, side chamber takes front chamber and lifts the hip. Round chamber is going to pull the foot back and lift the knee. So I can swing my foot outwards. This one, hitting with the top of your foot, which means you're going to point your toes fully. Think like a ballerina. So again, we'll set our guard to that side, lift the hip and the knee. Almost like you're trying to push to do the splits in the air. And then extend, return, and set. Ready? Itch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Other side. Lift the knee and the hip before you swing. Itch. 1, 2, 3, down. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it out. All right. So these are our kicks. Setting up the knee to aim for your target before delivering the push or swing, depending on your kick type. All right, let's go through these one more time. This time, we're going to go rapid fire. So 10 kicks on each leg, moving quick, show those chambers, show those setups, and then we'll break for water. Ready? Bounce it out. Get pumped. And front kick first. My Gary. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch. Axe kick. Swing it to the corner before drawing down to the chamber. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Switch. Draw and across. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it out. Side kicks. Drawing the knee up front, pulling the hip out to the side before we push and pull. Make sure that knee comes back to the front. Set your guard and itch. Knee. Sun. Chi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Other side. Draw your knee up front. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And back to the first side. Round kick. Drawing the hip and the knee out to the side. Flick with your toes. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Other side. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And relax. Deep breath. Nice and slow. All right. Come to attention and break for water. Get yourself a drink. I know I will. And of course, leave a comment if you have a question. All right. Let's come on back. Ready? And relax. Now, looks like we got some sort of pop up here. Let's take care of that. All right, you can go away. All right. Now I can see again. So, moving on to the next subject. Again, of course, practice your kicks. Remember these setups, those chambers. Make sure that they're in there every single time you throw a kick. I cannot stress that enough to ensure that accuracy, because this is going to help your speed, your targeting, and your power in ways I can't even go on to elaborate just today. You'll spend your whole life learning why this is important. But moving from the legs, lower body, up into our arms and our upper body. We're going to start with our punches. Now, as a quick review, when we punch, we got to make a fist. So we're going to roll starting with our index finger into our palm, then our thumb folds onto the bottom of that. This way, I can have a flat part in the front of my fist, thumb is on the bottom, and it's nice and tight, making a little rock or a ball. Now, probably the most common mistake I see when making a fist is rolling the thumb in first and then coming around the thumb, wrapping this way. Doing this is a guaranteed way to break your thumb. Don't do it. Never ever hug the thumb. Fold the fingers. Thumb closes on the bottom. Almost think like the thumb as the gate key. With the thumb there, the fingers can't run away. So the thumb just kind of locks them down. You don't have to squeeze the thumb real tight. Just wants a place right there on the bottom of the first and second fingers. Not way across, not just on one, but folding right there on the two. So now we have a good fist, we can talk about how we throw the punch. Now, first we're going to take our Shikadachi. We just worked the legs a lot with our kicks. So now we're really going to build the muscle by holding Shikadachi for this entirety. Now, when we punch, first off, we want the knuckles centered to the middle of our chest. If you punch the face, this would go just below your nose. But for today, let's keep it low. When you strike, we're going to draw elbows tight to the body, and then our pinkies will meet in the middle. Notice here is just the pinky that meets. I'm not meeting the whole arm. Coming in like this is a technique in its own right. This is absolutely true if somebody grabs you by the shoulders and you can tuck down to pull their arms in before stripping them off of your chest. This can also be used if someone reaches across. We can fold to grapple their arm and then roll them. So there's a lot of grappling potential for this motion. But when we punch, this isn't the closeness we want. We just want the pinky knuckles. So they're going to come just close enough that you can put a piece of paper between them. Very close. So real quick, kind of in front of your face, put your pinky knuckles together and move up and down so they just touch and separate. Touch and apart. And get that feeling of them just barely grazing. Just barely. Now you'll notice what is pushing or pointing straight up to the sky here. My first two knuckles are pushing up. That's my punch. So by having just the pinkies touch and then angling the arms forward, now my knuckles are pointing at the target. Just like with the front kick, our knee is up, our toes are pointing at our target before it goes. Side kick, our hip pulls up, so our heel is pointed at the target. I'm pointing my strike point at the target before I ever get there. I'm already aiming while it's flying. Kind of like a basketball. When you're throwing the basketball up into the hoop, you don't throw the basketball way over to the side court and hope it bounces off a wall and land in. No, you're going to angle up, see it, and then throw the ball in the direction of that hoop. Our knuckles, the balls of our feet, our heels, all these strike zones are going to do the same thing. So, Shikadachi, one hand up, and we're going to meet in the middle, pinkies touch, then push and pull. Meet, push and pull. Meet, push and pull. Itch, knee. Sun, Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. A little faster. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. 1, 2. Roko. 1, 2. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. A little faster. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Very fast. Ich. Ni. Sun. Shi. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Freeze. Notice, even though I'm going quick, I'm still coming to this middle before the punch, before the extension goes the rest of the way. Good, relax out, bounce it loose. All right, let's go into blocks. So, for our high block, we use a letter T. So if I have one hand up, pressing that forearm into the block, for my next one, I'm going to drop this straight down, bring my elbow in. So I'm kind of pointing up to the sky. Notice those first two knuckles are still pointing up too. Almost like I'm throwing an uppercut. So, high block, drops. My new blocking hand that's going to come out is going to reach in front to make a letter T and then slide to position. Drop, T on the outside to slide. So, Shikarachi, one hand up, drop, T, slide to switch. 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 Let's go. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Little faster. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Little faster. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Fastest. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. And relax. Shake it out. Outside blocks, Chudanuke. For this one, we're going to use our X. So the hand that's about to block is going to come to the outside, just like the high block made the T on the outside. So what I would do is draw over, new hand, X is to the outside before we switch. Over, out, switch. Over, X, switch. Over, X, switch. Sound good? Let's try it out. Ready? Shikarachi's low, and ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. A little faster. Ich over X, draw. Ni over X, draw. Sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Little faster. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. fastest. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju, yame. Shake it out. Doing good. Inside blocks. Ura churanuke. Here, from the last block, we're going to drop the old block down flat with the floor. The new block is going to come up, making the letter L before swinging both hands across. Drop, lift to an L, and draw. Drop, lift, pull the L. Drop, lift, pull the L. Boom, bam, boom, bam. Let's try it out. Shikirachi's down, one hand up, and ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. A little faster. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. A little faster. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Fastest. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Yame. Shake it out. Yeah, as always, work it slow. Get that coordination down, and then start speeding it up. As long as you remain accurate, even when you're fast. The hard part about telling if you're accurate when you're fast is you're going too quick to tell. This is why it's important to also have a coach work with you. Never forget, video lessons can help, but an in-person, face-to-face coach is best because it's their trained eye that can pick it up, even if you fail going quickly. You're still learning. So trust the experience of your senseis, of those who came before you, to guide you in what you need as an individual. But of course, keep watching the videos. Watching the videos will absolutely help you remember, help you build new skills. By no means is this not worth anything. It is absolutely helping. It is absolutely giving you new things to think about and apply. But when you have access to a coach, go see that coach. All right, low blocks, Gedan Uke. Here, I'm going to slide back a little bit further so you can see a little bit more towards the legs. For this one, we're going to draw across. So the old block is going to point where I'm moving next. I'm then going to fold on top with the old block and slide down before breaking apart. Point, fold on top to slide. Point, fold, slide. Point, fold, slide. Point, fold, slide all the way to the wrist before breaking apart. If you try and slide as you're drawing out, well, now look what happened. I'm blocking the wrong way. I didn't follow it. I gotta fall all the way just before the end. Right, ready? Shigarachi and ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. A little faster. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. A little faster. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Fastest. Hitch, Ni, Sun, Shi, Go, Roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Yame. Shake it out. Loosen up. All right. Now, you're now covered one punch and 4 blocks. So that's 5 different techniques that we use with our arms. Each one having its own setup, meaning we not only have 5 end positions that we're looking at for delivery, but 5 lead positions or setups before we get there. A little different than the kicks. Whereas the kicks used a lot of the same motions, using the square chamber to set up, either for the lift for side or the return on axe. That square chamber was sort of the glue that pulled all of it together. On our blocks, we're going to see some of the end positions being used in the setups of the other positions. A good example of this would be the outside block, the X here. If we take it one hand at a time, we make an X, and I'm going to put one hand away. Suddenly, what does this look like? That's an inside block. So the X isn't just putting our X up for the sake of making a letter to say, no, you're canceled. No, this is a block. I'm drawing an inside block before my outside block presses out. For inside to outside, 1 to 2. Positions are similar. Use is different. We also see this with our low blocks. The low block chambers up here before we slide down. Well, let's get rid of one hand. Look where we're at again. Inside block, one more time. Only now it's being used as part of the fold to come down, which means we could inside block and then strike. Somebody punches towards our face or towards our chest. We deflect it and then swing down to a place they don't want to get hit. So the positions work with each other. Pretty cool, huh? I think that's cool. I think that's amazing that these things are interconnected like that. This is what style is. Interconnectivity. All right. Let's review these strikes. So, Shikanachi, punches, pinkies meet about 1 paper apart before pushing and pulling apart. Meet in the front before pushing. Pinky, push. Pinky, push. Elbows in, push. Elbows on your chest, push. Pinky, push. Pinky, push. High blocks. Joranuke, we're going to drop T and slide up. Drop to the T, slide. Drop to the T, slide. Drop T, slide. Drop T, slide. Drop T, slide. Outside block, Chudanuke. Cross over X and draw. Cross, draw. X, explode. X, explode. X, explode. The blocking hand always being the one that's on the outside of the letter. Inside block, Buddha Chudanuke. Making the L. Drop, L, draw. Drop, L, draw. Drop, L, draw. Drop to the L. Drop to the L. And Gedan, low block, Gedanuke. Push across, pointing to the target before we fold and slide. Point, fold, slide. Point, fold, slide. Point, fold, slide. And relax. All right. So I hope this gives you something useful to work on, focus throughout the rest of the week. I believe on Tuesday we talked a little bit on the rule of 180 and turning the hands for these strikes. combine that with these setups, really looking at how we're preempting these deliveries, and your blocks will be powerful enough, will be strong enough to be used as a strike so that you can do an inside block and break a board using your arm in that swing to snap it in half. But technique creates efficiency, makes it stronger, faster, and just overall, in my opinion, much, much better. But practice, practice, practice. Now I believe we are getting close to the end, so we're about just over 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and cool down and run a little bit if you got itch and if you got a knee. So as we go through, take a look at where these setups can be used in these concepts. Now, I'm going to face away from the camera so we can both be facing the same direction as we go. This means if I'm facing the camera, you should be facing away from the camera. But you can always peek over your shoulder and be like, all right, so you got this left hand? Yep. Okay, left hand's out. Cool. And we'll stay on the same page. All right, ready? Cascade. You got itch. Yo. On my count. Up. Low block, so we're getting that fold before the slide. Up. Go into a punch, so we meet the pinkies before the push. Up. Right foot steps back, another low block. So we're going to fold our right hand on top before the slide. Up. Punch, meet in the middle before the push. Up. Another low block. Left hand on top for the slide. Up. Another punch, pinkies to push. Up. Pinkies to push. Up. Pinkies to push. Stepping through the back. Left foot to the corner, another low block. Left hand on top for the slide. Oh, coming to high block. Our old block pushes to the sky, so our front hand or right hand can slide the tee. Oh, right side, low block, fold, slide. Oh, high block, tee with the blocking hand on the outside, so you can lift up to the block. Oh, pinkies to the middle, and press. Remember, these are reverse punches, so left foot's out, right hand's up. Up. Pinky to press. Up. Pinky, press. Up. Pinky, press. Take your left foot, step to the back, low block, fold to slide. Up. High punch, Jodanzuke, pinkies still meet. Only now we push to the nose. Up. Right side, so right hand is sliding down to the block. Oh, another high punch, pinkies meeting before the push. Hey, draw back to yoi. Read, and we bow. Good itch. Slow is good. Slow gives you the time to analyze and work on that accuracy. That last one, we're gonna knee. We're gonna knee. Yoi. Up, right foot steps, turn to the left for the high block. Left hand sliding the tee all the way up. Up, punch, meeting the pinkies before the press. Up, step back to the high wire so you can shikadachi facing north. Inside block, we're going to draw to the L, then fold to a low block. So we're combining those together. Slide up to the right for another high block, T to rub. Up, stepping into the high punch, Jodanzuke, pinkies to press. Up, step back, left foot returning to the balance beam. Only now, instead of drawing that inside block, we're just going straight to the fold, and the right hand slides down. Up, step through, chest block, make your X, with the left hand swinging the outside. Up, now another X with the right hand on the outside. Up, front kick, slam the front stance, left elbow up, right hand punches low, left hand folds into the slide. Then we punch, meeting the pinkies so the right hand can push down the middle. Draw up, facing east, and chop to the back. Go ahead, step the left foot through, X for a left hand block. Right foot, front kick. Point the knee, toes up, pushing the toes, and then slamming down for forward stance, Zenkutsudachi. Right elbow shoots up the middle. Left hand punches low. Right hand will fold on top to the slide. Left hand punches, meeting the pinkies in the middle to press. Draw up, turning to the east again, and chop to the north. Turn to the north, step back with the left foot. X to a right hand block, double punch. Come up together and apart. Left hand swings under to the X, and another double punch. Up to Yoi, and bow. There we have it. Now, of course, practice makes perfect. And if you are still getting lost in some of these katas, or you don't like looking at my back, please check out the kata videos here on the channel. Each one is about 5 to 10 minutes long and looks at just the kata as its own for you to work through the coordination if you're getting lost. It's in its own album called the Kata album. But otherwise, as always, if you have questions, leave a comment. Send me an email if you'd like to talk to me directly at tcisco@cincymartialarts.com. And I will reply to those as often as I can. Until next time, Kyasuke, arigatou gozaimasu, and basic is dismissed. Thank you for joining us. For my intermediate students, we're here for the second half of class. We're going to take, or I will be taking a small water break. I should be back in the next 1 to 2 minutes at the top of the hour. We will get started at that time. All right, and we're back. So if you can hear my voice, come on back. We'll get moving into our intermediate lesson. All right, that's it. Break, and relax. So the theme again today is setups for delivery. We talked a lot about this in basic, so I do recommend that you go back and check out some of that video. In fact, you're never too advanced to rehearse your fundamentals. Even at black belt and beyond, your fundamentals make up the core of everything you do. So we got to make sure these are always sharp, always looking strong. Whether you are a white belt, green belt, red belt, or 5th Dan black belt, always go back and just make sure those squat punches are looking the sharpest they've ever been. Because it's that muscle memory that's going to transfer into all your advanced techniques. But as a quick recap, the purpose of all of these setups are to create better accuracy in our technique so we can find our targets smoothly and efficiently. Anybody can hit a target. You just pick something and you touch it. That's easy. But getting there quickly makes it a little harder, because now we want to take the shortest distance between point A and point B. Our setups help in that job sense. If, for instance, I want to throw a straight punch, I want to make sure my elbow is comfortable sitting to the inside so that I can throw a jab and return to my guard. I train my elbow to do this with shikarachi punches, because in order for my pinkies to touch, my elbows got to be in. If my elbows are flared out, Well, now my punches aren't really coming out. I'm swinging back fists. I'm not pushing down the line. I want elbows in so I can push straight. So, yeah, fundamentals feed into a lot of other things. Our setups also facilitate maximum power. In other words, they're designed in such a way that our muscles can move in the strongest direction that they can. For the same reason we do push-ups with straight hips and we bend at the elbow. This is on a push-up to work the shoulders, the triceps, and these muscle groups that we're targeting as part of that exercise. You wouldn't be doing a push-up if you didn't want your triceps to be strong. If you wanted your biceps, the front of your arm, to be strong. The push-up's not going to do that. Dumbbell lifts, pull-ups can do that. Chin-ups can do that because we're activating that muscle. This motion makes that muscle work, which makes that muscle stronger. When it comes to our techniques in the delivery, we're essentially doing exercises on somebody. When you kick somebody in the stomach, you are doing a squat on their belly. Right now, I'm doing a squat on the floor. Now I'm doing a squat on somebody. Same motion to push them away as I'm pushing the earth away with my squat. So this setup allows my muscles to line up for best effect. Now, it basically covered whole series. Please go back, check out that class to review punches, basic, deflective blocks, as well as our 4 basic kicks, front, axe, side, and round. For this class, we're going to continue like we did on Tuesday, discussing knife hand strikes, hammer fist, and oitsuke, chasing punch. We'll also take a look at our 3 augmented kicks, being crescent, hook, and back kick. So, all that being said, let's get warmed up. For our warm-up today, let's go with some bounces. So, in a fighting position, soft on your toe, we're going to bounce forward and back. If you remember from Tuesday, this motion, use that similar motion. We're not going to quite exaggerate it, just the feet, up and back. So you don't have to flow and slide the feet with it. But it is a similar tap, tap, tap. I'm just jumping both feet together instead of sliding 1 to 2. Tap, tap, 1, 2, 1, 2. Guard up. Jab and cross. Up, 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 up. Hey, switch. Up, 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 and relax. Shake it out. And let's drop our push-ups. For push-ups today, instead of doing a standard up-down, we're going to do a circular push-up. So this means we're going to bring our chest and make a circle around the push-up. 5 leading to the right, 5 leading to the left. We're going to want a butterfly push-up position and hitch, knee, sun, sheep, go, reverse, roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju, Take a seat. V-ups. Full V's. Shoulders and straight legs. Pitch. Knee. Slip. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And relax. Come on up. And pencil squats. Feet together. Hitch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And shake it loose. All right, let's take a seat for today. We'll do some ground stretches. Grab your toes. And pull it back. Push out. Good. Switch your grip. And switch. Pull it back. Push it out. Switch your grip. Good. Bring it in for butterfly. Shake the knees. Good. Good. Roll over your stomach. Cobra. Left knee out. Down, switch to the right. Back down, feet together, and draw back for a cat stretch. Slowly roll up. And sitting back to your ankles, feet flat. Lift your knees. This is going to stretch the front of your ankle. Two together, placing your hands. Good. Slowly rise up on your balls of your feet for an owl pose. And up. And bounce it out. Pump the knees. And we're set. Now, in basic, we flipped from Tuesday. Tuesday we did upper bodies first, lower bodies second. Today, we're going to do lowers first and uppers second. So, like I said, let's get into our kicks. We have 3 augmented kicks that we're going to take a look at. Crescent, hook, and back. Each one of these is going to take the positions, whether it be the setup or delivery of the base set, and then mix and match them or reverse them completely for this new set, for this augmented set. Now, starting with crescent, it's going to act a lot like axe, only instead of drawing to the outside corner, we're going to draw, or I'm sorry, instead of drawing to the inside corner, we're going to draw to the outside corner. At the same time, I'm going to draw in, instead of pulling to a square chamber, I'm going to pull to a tilted square chamber. Meaning I'm going to pull my foot up the middle, and my knee is going to be kind of out to the outside. So as I swing through, my knee will stay pointed to the corner as my foot slaps in. Let's try it out. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Other side. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Now, as this crescent kick flies out, you may have noticed I've said my knee is out to the outside. This is an exaggeration for sort of presentation purposes. This lets you know the knee is going to be further than the foot. In practicality, the knee is still in front. The foot is drawing to this outside, sort of pulling to the middle, but not dropping. So similar to a round chamber, which pulls our foot behind, even with the knee, this is going to be similar, but with the foot drawn in and up as far as we can. Holding it all the way up here with its own muscle strength is near impossible. I have seen a very rare few people do it, and in those cases, they tended to be sort of Olympic level athletes or weirdly flexible. So the goal isn't to bring your foot horizontal to the front. No. It is simply to draw with your foot pulled up the inside as much as possible. This forces your foot to push in from the shin, so we have a support network on the strike. We don't hit with a straight leg. If you hit with a straight leg here, your foot will stop, your knee will keep going. And think of it like you can put your foot down to the side, put your foot on the floor, and then draw your knee, not forward to the ground, but inside to the ground. And kind of feel that pinch. That hurts. And now think about putting 10, 20, 30 pounds on it. That's going to snap your knee. We don't want that. So the strike is not with a straight leg. It is with a slightly bent leg so that your shin can absorb the backdraft of that energy or the back push. All right, let's go again, 10 on each side. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Other side. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. And shake it out. All right, next up, hook kick. For the hook kick, we're going to combine parts of several of the others, starting with axe. When we get up to the height we need, we're going to flip it to a side extension. That's going to pull the foot back and draw a round chamber before dropping it to square. So we're going to hook, side, round chamber, square. Sound good? Let's try it. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Other side. Ich, ni, sun, shi, go, roko, Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. Very nice. Whew. Back chain, back kicks. A back kick is a front kick that goes reverse. We're going to use a square chamber for this. Keeping the heel pulled in. Drop the knee. So like my heel is trying to pull up towards my hip. As I swing back, as soon as my knees meet or come into alignment, I'm going to push from my glutes before bringing it up. So rock, press, rock, up. Sound good? Hitch, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Other side, hitch, knee, sun, sheep, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. And rise. These are 3 augmented kicks. Crescent, slightly change chamber, hook, combining several of the base sets, and back, swinging a front kick in reverse, pushing with the heel rather than the ball of the foot. And there you have it. All right, let's check our time. How are we doing? I can't see the clock from that far back. All right, still making excellent time. Be one more. I'm gonna get a quick drink. Lubricate the windpipes a little bit. Much better. So, now let's move into these upper bodies. The knife, hammer, and oitsuke. Let's start with oitsuke initially, as I find this to be one of the more simplistic, as it is just like our basic punch, think Shikarachi punch, only now we're going to flip that chamber up with the pinkies in front, elbows resting kind of on your belly, and then turn those elbows onto your side so we can push from that direction. So we'd roll over, point, all the way to the other target, meet the pinkies, and push. Point, meet, push. Point, meet, push. Point, meet, push. When we step, at least for when this shows up in several katas, or if you're doing this as a line drill, leave that arm hanging out there. So as I step, I'm going to keep the old hand in position before I draw and strike. I'll step all the way to position, turn, and settle. Step, turn, settle. Right. Let's do it with just our shikarashi. No need for step on this one. Ready? Itch, knee, sun, shi, go, roko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Keep it up. A little faster. Itch, knee, sun, shi, meet those pinkies. Go, roko, sichi, hachi, Ku, Ju. A little faster. Meet your pinkies. Check your shikarachi. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruko, sichi, hachi, ku, ju, and relax. Now, the last thing you may notice is each of these strikes, as I swing across, I'm not swinging over. I'm keeping it level with my solar plex. It follows that same horizontal line that makes my midpoint. All right. Going into the hammers. Now, a hammer fist setup is going to draw with the elbow extended and the fist drawn in to the chest. However, I'm going to draw the pinky up, almost as though my pinky is going to tap me on the chin before swinging down. The hammer fist is one of the few strikes that doesn't abide by the rule of 180. This is a strike that will not come out and then flick at the end, but rather come straight down into the hip. It is a rare exception, and this is due to the direction of the force. Whereas a straight punch, we would make contact and then twist as a means of turning the skin. See if I can get a good angle with the light here. Not sure if the camera picks this up, but you can kind of see the skin twists when you do that. You can even try it on yourself, placing your first two knuckles on your arm and then turning, and you'll see the skin of your arm turn with it. On a punch, this is used against tight fleshy areas like the eyebrow to pull the skin, and you can rip. If timed just right, you can rip the skin with a punch. This takes a lot of timing to perfect, and this is years of practice and training, especially using that macuar to make contact on a vertical axis before the turn that you give to an opponent. That's a whole different subject for another day. A block, deflected blocks, use the rule of 180 to catch and then roll so we can disperse that energy through our own arm to diffuse the amount of pressure that we are feeling. In essence, not hurting ourselves in the process of baseball batting somebody's arm out of the way. The hammer fist is trying to push in one single direction. It is simply trying to come down on something. It's trying to push through. This is the same reason on a palm heel. When we use our palm heel, we push straight in. There's no connect with the fingers down and then turn. It is a thrust. It is meant to push something away. A front kick doesn't turn the toes down and then twist on the ball of foot. It is meant to connect and push. A side kick touches with the heel and pushes. So there are other techniques that don't use the flick. Hammer fist is one of the few on the hand that does not use the flick. The only one that comes to mind at the moment is the palm heel. So the palm heel and the hammer are the only ones that come to mind at this moment. I'm sure that there are others. I'm just not thinking of them because it's not the lesson today. But keep this in mind. So hammer fist, elbow stays out, our arm falls down with the pinky drawn upwards so that the pinky can swing down on top of the target. The strike occurring not with the knuckle, but with the bottom of the fist, sort of this whole area here. So you're hitting with the entirety of the base, not just a knuckle, not just the wrist, not just the pinpoint like you would on a high knife here, but the whole broad force area. Just like a hammer has a large flat head that smashes into a nail, well, now you have a hammer in your hand and you are smashing it onto a clavicle, onto the back of an arm, onto a temple, onto a sensitive, vital point of your opponent. So let's play with these, rolling them back and forth. So we can take this from Shikarachi, holding one hand out in the middle. We're going to put one hand back So we can fold here, draw under and over. If you put one hand out in front, making sort of this box L in front of you, 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle, and place your elbow on your knuckles, putting your elbow on top, fold it out, and over. Pinky up and down. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, chi. Other side. Ich, ni, pinky up, san, shi. Don't touch your chin. Go, roku, but it should come close. Roku, sichi, hachi, ku, chi. Right, shake it out. Another way you can play with this to keep things in line, put the backhand kind of up on the crease of your elbow. As you swing, you're going to come on the back of your elbow and roll over, then flip it over. This way, the striking arm pulls under and through to get on the back of the hand. Tap on top, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, chi. Other side, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi. Keep your shoulders back. Ku, chi, and shake it out. All right, last ones. Going into our knife hands. Knife hand, or shuta uki, is one of the hardest techniques to pick up because it's something that we're not typically familiar with using. Most people, when they go to strike or hit, they're going to look at either using an open hand and slapping with the whole of their palm, or making a ball fist and swinging that out. Whether or not they're striking with the correct parts of the hand, a open palm being a palm peel, using the base section here to press into a target. A punch, meaning a tight fist squeezing from the pinky and thumb to expose the first two knuckles to strike with. You can even kind of combine those by punching your own palm heel. Not a bad way to develop a little bit of endurance there. That is not a training method, it's just a random thing that you can notice. But, what was I saying? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Yes, the knife hand. People don't typically think, I'm going to pinch my fingers together, push my palm out, and then hit with the side corner of my wrist. Right there underneath kind of corner point on my hand. Yeah, that's where I'm going to get them. I'm not going to fold that thumb forward so that I can hit with the side of my knuckle here. That'll get them. Those thoughts don't occur to the average person or to the untrained person. Because it's not normal. It's weird, to be perfectly honest. But it's karate. And karate is the study of the human body, its weaknesses and strength, and how we can use the human body to exploit those weaknesses in an opponent. So, when we're looking at these strikes, in a high knife, for instance, we're going to use how the elbows flow so that they can swing in and out and up and down. This creates a softness to my motion. So I don't have to flex real hard and push. I can be graceful in my motion. At the same time, that motion can be done quickly to generate the energy I need for a powerful strike. The point of contact being a very poignant or durable part of the hand. If we were to come out and strike, say, with the side of our pinky, well, the pinkies fold. Even if we hold it tight, make it a real tight shuto, grab your pinky and pull it in, it's gonna bend. It doesn't have much strength. However, if you grab the side of your wrist and pull it back, it doesn't move. Your wrist doesn't flick around. Instead, it channels the strength up to your arm, and now your forearm, your tricep, all of these are working against that pushback. So there's a reason why we use this. It's to use what makes our bodies strong and capable to deliver a forward motion hit. For the backhand, we use this motion to create a loop, sort of making this tight pinching motion that could trap an arm, a leg, a neck. But this creates a trapping position. This will also teach us how to flick upwards with this hand, so that if we extend out, we can pop up into a diaphragm or up into a groin. So it just lines up a unique type of striking motion that isn't very readable or understood by a general fighter, by the general person who might break into your home or grab you on the street, or just is looking to harass you and doesn't have martial arts experience. So now you can hit one of these out, and it's like you got them tagged with something that maybe they haven't seen before, but you've done it with power and efficiency. So let's take a look at these positions. For a high knife, when I switch sides, this could be stepping in or simply shifting my weight. The old hand is going to drop to the side. So I shift my weight and just drop it to my side, thumb being in. The old backhand is going to draw up to the cheek before I swing it out from the cheek and up from the side. My elbows, for the most part, don't really move. The only time it moves is when I'm pulling up to the cheek. So the drop hand, elbow extends. I'm already there. The old hand pulls up, so now my elbow's got to pull in before the elbow pushes back out again. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it slow. Keep your elbows close to your body. So we're not chicken wings. We're keeping the elbows kind of pointed down towards the floor. Now, to take this up another notch, instead of just dropping and pulling, I'm going to make a little circle as I go. So now when I come around and I shift my weight, my old high knife kind of slaps across the front before swinging down. Kind of making a big circle from high to low. Boom, boom, high to low. The old backhand is going to draw out to in, making a little circle high. So if we take this one hand at a time, Let's go ahead and favor this side. Right now, the foot that's back is the hand that's on my solar plex, sort of the teacup hand, so to speak. I'm going to shift, draw up, making a circle up to my cheek and out in front. Shift the weight, draw a circle out before pushing it down and flicking back up the middle. Up, then in, to out to down, and up. So this circle comes out and then back in, making a little circle down here at the hip. Think of it like you're going for that high knife, and you're going to grab your tassels. Up and out, and down. Up and out, and down. Let's try the other hand. Out and down, up and down, out and down, up and down. All right, let's put them together. Ready? We're going to go 1 to shift and draw to 2. Flick it out. 1, shift and draw, making those 2 circles, high and low. High and low. Just flick it out. Now we're going to speed it up a little bit. Hup. 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 Hey. Come in. Okay. We're going to fix out your uniform. You got it all tasseled up. So you're looking sharp. Right. Last one. Low. Geiran. Chuta uchi. Or uchi. Uchi. U-C-H-I. Now, for the lows, and lead hand, kind of like a low block. Backhand is a chamber that's pushing to your belt knot. Your palm is out, straight wrist, pointing to the knee. Now, when we shift, the old strike hand is going to reach forward, kind of scooping out to deflect as the old hand draws up to slide down. So, breaking these into individual parts, just like the high knife. Let's favor this side first. So, lead foot, lead hand. I'm going to shift, drawing a circle forward before pulling back to the belt knot. Let's try that a couple times. Circle out and draw. Draw out, pull the elbow. Good. Now for the forward hand. As we shift out, we're going to swing up about halfway, not all the way to our cheek, but halfway up our chest, which is where we have the low block, and slide through. Roll up, slide down, up and down, up and down. Let's put them together. Shift, reach out to draw. Roll up and down. Roll out and in. Up and down. Out to in. Up to down. Out to in. Up only to your chest. And down. Switch your hands. And backhand pressing on your belt knot. Up and down. Out to in. Up to down. Out to in. Up, down. Out, in. Up, down. Out, in. Up, down. Out, in. Let's put them together. Shift, out, and up. So once we get to the peak of the out and the peak of the up, our arms are touching, and then we slide as we pull. Out and up with a fold, and slide it through. Out to up, and slide. Speed it up. Okay. Now there is a second variation of this setup, and that is to draw similar to the high knife, bringing the backhand instead of reaching out, dropping it to our side. For this, we don't come up as high, we keep it kind of down at the hip and strike. Keep it at the hip and strike. This way the hands draw behind to the hip before pushing forward. Now, the reason we have the separation, or we have two different methods, is what's the purpose? In the case of the sweeping motion, we're using a similar principle as a low block. Somebody pushes, throws a front kick forward. I'm looking to catch at the ankle. I've used my cat stance to dodge. Remember, never try and hard block, deflective block or stop a kick. Their legs are stronger than your arms, and you will break your arm. This was the one in my time training and teaching and being a student. I have seen one broken bone on the deck. Now, this was not at a school that I was running. This was at my old school when I was a kid growing up. And it was a black belt performance. One of the black belts during a kumite match did something very stupid, and they even admitted to this afterwards, which is why I could say they did something stupid. Their opponent threw a front kick, and they went to dead stop it. Kick came up and broke the bone right here, split it clean. They had to go to the hospital, get a cast on it, whole shebang. But they tried to stop a front kick with their arm. Their opponent's leg just went through it like butter. So, that being said, never dead stop. Cat stance draws us away so the kick at full extension doesn't reach. Cats are dodges. Knife hands are soft blocks, not deflective blocks. Typically. Not saying they can't be, but typically. So, for this forward motion, I dodge back and I redirect the opponent's ankle to the side so that I can strike likely into the side of the leg or to catch the foot and move on into some other sort of technique, depending on what you're doing. But this is a draw to catch a foot, even to pick it up. Maybe they throw the foot and we're catching the ankle and then pressing on the knee to roll or extend them out and force them into a split. The second motion with a quick draw is meant more for a forward sort of fast striking hit. This is why the backhand is pushing in This will help us when we get close. We can use that backhand to again create a quick lower gut thrust as a sneaky strike to shoot in and hit hands low down to the gut to cup into the groin and the lower abdomen simultaneously. Different applications to a similar technique. But typically in class, you're going to use the sweeping motion, especially when it arrives in katas, at least for our studio. But that being said, let's review everything we covered real quick, and then we'll cool down with our kata. So we covered our kicks. Crescent kick, coming to the outside, kind of opposite of an axe kick, and drawing to an askew square chamber, drawing our heel up to the inside before drawing down. The strike itself occurring not with a straight leg, but with a slight bend so that your shin can absorb the back pressure of the kick. Think, extend one leg and then pull your knee to the inside. That's going to pop your knee. Same thing will happen if you strike with a straight leg. Your knee's going to keep going when your foot stops against them. So, not recommended. Keep that knee up. Hook kick. Drawing up like axe, switching to side before we pull the round and return to square. Axe, side, round, square to create this sort of pivoting back motion. Speaking of back kick. A square chamber like a front kick that drops the knee and pushes the heel. But we do start with this draw up. It can work by just pulling the foot up and pushing, but you're relying more on just muscle strength for this rather than the full swing to build up momentum for more power. Also bear in mind, back kicks means your opponent is behind you. We don't want them there anyways. So, on average, your back kicks are going to occur if someone, say, catches your side kick and spins you into the kick, into the motion. In this case, I didn't lift my knee up front. I just picked it straight up and back, but this is because I've already got momentum feeding into it for that strength. So, little tweaks. There's a difference between static drilling exercises and applying technique for bunkai or kumite. Right. Then we got to our arms. We got to our arms. Oitsuke, drawing across, meeting the pinkies just like a straight punch before pressing out. Only we're lining it up with our sides, so the pinkies are on our center line to the opponent for the push. Then hammer fist. This is one that we did not use the rule of 180. Instead, it draws straight down like a side heel pushes or a palm heel presses. There's no twist. It is a direct motion. So we can practice this by keeping the elbow forward as we drop the hand down, pinky up to swing through. Keep the elbow in place. We can practice that by putting one hand on top of the elbow and then rolling the elbow on top of that hand. Flip and go. Tap and roll. Tap and roll. Next, we covered the high knives. We have two motions. The lead hand dropping down before rolling up. The backhand coming up and out to circle in. So we come, circle down and up, out, or in to out, down to up, in to out. And in the low knife, starting with one hand, folding up and down, out to in, up to down, out to in. Again, keeping those elbows close to the body and they don't really move much. The one time it really has any motion is when we reach out to pull back in. Then it glues. Press and glues again. The alternative, setting to the hip. Thumb on side, palm up. Think back to back for 2 low forward presses. For the alternative, for the variant. All right. And as always, practice these and make them part of your arsenal. These sort of fundamental techniques and ideas are crucial to your further development and coordination in karate. These are the basics, the fundamental stepping stones that everything's going to emerge from. So practice them often, practice them diligently, and when you have a chance, practice them with a coach, not just a screen. Screens help, especially when you can't get to your coach. But when they become available, or when you become available for them, seek them out and train with them. All right, let's cool down with a little bit of Pinan Nidan and Pinan Shodan. Now I'm going to turn away from the camera so we can both be facing the same direction. Meaning if I am facing the camera, that means you should be facing away from the camera. This way we can keep on the same side, moving the same directions as we go. We're going to go nice and slow. Keep kind of a half count, moving slowly to check your setups before deliveries. There's plenty of cat stances in these two forms. So you got something out of there. But there's also some fundamental basic motions as well. In fact, Pinan Nidan starts with that hammer. All right. Pinan Nidan. Yo. Hup. 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 Fold to roll before kicking back to the roll. Hup. Pinkies to press. Hup. Fold to rub. Hup. T to explode. T and up. T and up. Hup. Low block, folding on top to rub through. Lower close to the wall there. Hup. Punch into the face. Meet the pinky still, just like in any other punch. But press towards the nose. Hup. Low block, fold to roll. Hup. Pinky to press. Hup. Fold to rub. Hup. Pinky to press. Hup. Pinky, press. Hup. Pinky, press. Hup. Going to our first low knife. Rub out and slide through. Hup. Out and through. Hup. Hup. Three. Three. All right. Check your time here. Making good. Going to Pinan Shodan. Yo. Hup. Shake your hands to your hip. And double block. Hup. Drop in front. Hup. To punch through. Hup. Hips. To top. Hup. Drop in front. To push through. Hup. Fold to the X. Front kick with an outside block. So we have our fold, chamber, and block. Hup. Cross into a high knife. Checking to the cheek and thigh before rolling out. Hup. Cheek and thigh. Hup. Cheek and thigh. Hup. Spear hand, nigate. Hup. Another high knife. Hup. Another high knife. Use that little hook here, fish hook to step. Hup. Hup. Cheek and thigh. Hup. Offset to roll. X back fist. Chamber kick. Pinkies press. Hup. Corkscrew. Rolling the back fist. Think back fist is very similar to hammer. only instead of dropping with the base of the pinky, we're going to roll to the back of the knuckles. Up, chamber to front kick, turn the hip in to the pinkies, and press. Up, set up a low block on the back, inside block on the front, rolling the shoulders to the supportive block. Up, standard low block, fold to roll. Up, standard high block, high block, to press, low block, high block, back to yoi, and bow. Quick addendum, I did mess up in the middle there. Those were high punches. Or what am I thinking? I'm thinking the wrong kata. I did that right. I'm mixing them up. I'm fine. Never mind. Brain's going to low mushy because it's late. So, I hope you all learned something good. As always, practice makes perfect. So if you didn't get it today, that's all right. Keep at it. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Take it slow and steady to teach the body how to move. Our muscles are dumb. They don't think very good. So they got to do it over and over and over again before they get the idea. So give them the opportunity, and they'll do the work for you over time. All right. We're out there. Okay. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you all for joining us, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Boink. Boink.